you can see it as passion. It's often in the form of rage, anger, right? Or sexual power. These are the passions. And if we don't have, that's a lot of power squandering and wastage, and we're kind of a walking meat puppet.
Usually the way we go after what we want is by denying what we don't want, right? Yeah. So if we want to be more bold, we don't want to own the part of us that's fearful.
How many of you go into conversations, go to see people, you're excited to see them, but there's something in the background. You're frustrated, you haven't said something, you don't say anything. You just move on. Like, I'm good, you're good. It's good.
When that thing tries to get in my way, I need to be a bigger beast than that. I need to be a bigger killer than that. I need to be as offensive, ruthless, fierce, aggressive as I can be.
If all you see is what's wrong over there, it's probably because that's actually how you see yourself.
Our definition of friendship is, I agree with you. Oh, he doesn't like you, I don't like him either. She doesn't like you, I don't like her either. Versus, hey, let me call you on your shit.
Welcome to Real Aware Women. I am Wendy Lieber, here with my incredible co-hosts, Patel and Jane Bolin.
Hello, hello.
So I sometimes forget to mention this. We record out of Real America Voices studio in West Palm Beach, and it's an amazing, amazing studio with the most incredible team that sets us up and makes this so easy. So I just want to acknowledge and be grateful for that, because it's really an incredible experience for us. So
I love the feel, even when you walk in, that everybody here loves what they're doing and the purpose of this place. And I'm pretty sure I repeat that a lot, but it's worth repeating.
Absolutely.
I love that. And I'm very appreciative. And the guys are great. They're great at what they do. So thanks again, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
You're the best.
So we are on episode 19.
All right.
And I want to dig into owning your beast. And what does that mean? How does that show up in everyday life? To be unapologetically real. We covered some of this in episode 9. We have our sacred 7, and the first 3 were courage, honesty, and integrity. And so some of that will come up again, but if you want to go back to that episode and listen, it's a really powerful episode. But let's dig into owning the beast, being unapologetically real, and what that creates in your life when you do own the beast. And then obviously we always like to look at the other side when you don't, what that creates. So I'll start with you to kind of,
I feel like you're rolling out the red carpet for me to talk about Erling Haaland again.
If you missed episode 18.
In the last episode, I brought up the Norwegian Viking, and I know there's a huge thing about him going on right now, but just the different perspective that I'd like to add, which some of it's out there, but he is a 6'5", healthy, strong guy that studied biomechanics, and he's really deliberate. His dad was a professional athlete. In fact, 3 of the Norwegians' dads were on the 2006 World Cup team.
Wow.
And they're on this current team.
Wow.
His mom was a pro athlete, a hepathlete. Is that how you pronounce it? Hepathlete.
Yeah, close.
Okay. So bottom line is, this guy doesn't take no for an answer. He is tapped into his beast, but it's not just like raging, aggressive warrior authority or destruction. It's a lot of balance, love, passion, enjoyment, like you beautifully said last episode. So when the beast is on, what does the beast really mean as a human? We are in animal bodies. We're like spirit or energy in animal bodies. This is an energy that we have that is our animal energy. You can see it as passion. It's often in the form of rage, anger, right? Or sexual power. These are the passions. And if we don't have sexual power, rage, in other words, our beast, our fire, our passion, that's a lot of power squandering and wastage, and we're kind of a walking meat puppet.
Yeah.
So bringing the beast, what does it do? It brings the masculine and feminine together. It's fuel. It's our power. It's the voltage and amplitude, it's the expression and everything that this thing is made up of. So I guess I'll just start with that, is that somebody like Erling Haaland that has that together, he's unstoppable, No matter what he does, he could take a backflip, he could hit it on the back of his heel on top of everybody's heads. That ball's going in the net because he's so in tune with his beast that he deliberately uses it. To the degree that you're tuned into it, the more power you have.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was just feeling the actually opposite side of that.
Yeah.
So where, you know, if you look at your, if anyone looks at their life and they feel like this is, you know, it's feeling a little boring, it doesn't feel like not passionate. I'm thinking about this awful advertisement that I've been watching with the World Cup. It's like Silita or Sinlana, whatever it is. And it's this poor guy is like laying on the bed and he's like, my life is desperate. There's no light here. And then he's like, looks out the window longingly. And I'm like, yeah, you have no passion.
Right.
So this is what I got to say about this is there's no passion because you can have a pharmaceutical give you a pill that's going to, by the way, asterisk, kill you if you have this, that, and the other, and, you know, whatever they say in those little fast things.
No doubt.
Terrible. But it's lack of passion, right? So if you feel depressed, which is okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel
100%.
that too. Mm-hmm. Instead of making it wrong like you shouldn't be that, maybe you should go all in on that.
Definitely.
But it's this, we don't own the beast, and then we wonder why our life doesn't look exciting and full of joy and energy. It's like when you're owning those things, and I'm sure listeners have heard what you just said, like it's, oh, I can own, I'm very physical. I go to the gym a lot. I feel really good. Oh, I have a really good sex life. It's healthy. I feel good. You know, everyone's got points and parts of it, right?
Sure.
And so I think it's like looking at the whole, but really owning it under this, what we're describing as the beast, which is usually when you hear that, you're like, the beast.
Right.
I don't want the beast. The beast is bad.
Yeah, let's squash the beast.
Yeah,
let's
nobody
squash
wants the beast.
anger.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling when we were kind of, you know, discussing this topic is how usually the way we go after what we want is by denying what we don't want, right?
Yeah.
So if we want to be more bold, we don't want to own the part of us that's fearful, that's not bold. If we want to be more peaceful, we don't want to own the part of us that's angry and frustrated. And it just creates more of that, right? Because if you're unwilling to own the flip side, you can't really experience all of what you do want. And so I think, you know, one of the points about, you know, owning your beast is that willingness to really own those parts of you that you don't like or you don't think are appropriate or you don't think other people can handle. And that's where the power is.
Definitely. Yep. So that can be in many forms. We described it as rage and sexual power to like really put the main parts of those rajas, and we call them in different Vedic culture and whatever. But it can also be like, I don't really want to own my own killer.
Yeah.
Why do guys, certain people like hunting? Why do people like shooting pistols or whatever? There's something underneath that. It's not just a sport or a game, but what happens when my own worst side of me tries to take me out, like the dude on the couch or the bed or whatever? What happens when I keep tripping myself up or I have sabotage patterns that are taking me out? What happens when I need to look at the part of me that's very, very powerful, that is my shadow, that is just one little step behind the part of me that is empowered? In other words, I have a part of me that has great power in the side of empowerment, and my shadow's right there. It's called a shadow for a reason. But when that thing tries to get in my way, I need to be a bigger beast than that. I need to be a bigger killer than that. I need to be as offensive, ruthless, fierce, aggressive as I can be. Now, a lot of people resist this, but the bottom line is this. It's like Anthony Hopkins. He's a great actor. Why? He played many roles and he went all in. But when he did Silence of the Lambs, man, he integrated some sick stuff. And at some level, it didn't take him out because he was able to withdraw out of it and keep doing other roles. Same thing with consciousness. If you can integrate, okay, this is my killer, this is my lover, this is my beauty, this is my beast. The more you can integrate each one, it's like a tool belt. So you have all of those on your belt and you use them as you choose to, rather than if you don't learn how to use them deliberately and you don't integrate them, they become weaponized. They come out on automatic.
Yeah.
If you're not operating as your true self, your ego is reacting and there's attack or, the guns come out.
Yeah.
So owning the beast means the power is yours.
Yeah, I would say also there's the desire resist, right? Duality of the universe. So the resistance that we have to the beast is what keeps it in place.
Definitely.
And so if you think about it, if you really resist violence and you won't watch things that are violent, and by the way, that was me. I was definitely like, ooh, I do not like this. I don't want, I mean, Game of Thrones, it took me 10 years to watch it, which I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
But I was like, what is going on here? But it is the resistance that then creates the charge, and then I am attracting that into my life. So then I create situations where violence is erupting, or I see something and I'm like, and I get all caught up in it. It's my resistance to it. So just sort of like looking at what is it you resist? You know, when we have this, you know, when you're looking at the beast conversation, it's like, what do you resist?
Yeah.
What do you resist about yourself? I mean, we're in this animal body. Do you resist how we smell? Do you resist the things that happened? What do you resist?
Even we had this conversation earlier.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about that. You know, and that was Wendy, right? Like where we get into our professional mode, and we're just, you know, let's get to the point.
Yeah, let's get to the agenda.
Yep, and let's just move on.
Yeah, let's step over what's, you know, underneath the surface. And maybe you don't even know that there is anything underneath the surface. We deliberately, you know, align and we're like, hey, let's connect, you know, because there's disconnect going on. And it brought up some really good stuff, some areas where we resist each other, where we resist, you know, the success of our podcast. And it allowed us to bring those things up and create a lot more space for us to then show up on this episode and talk about anything and everything.
Yeah, I feel like the bottom line of what we realized, and it's great, by the way, again, to be able to talk about these things with people you love, people you're on the same team with, people you have a similar purpose with. You know, we got to see where we're resisting our own beast, and it's keeping us from being honest with each other and expressive with each other in a new domain, or it's even preventing us from owning our contribution or power because we want to make sure that the other person has a chance, or, you know, there's martyrdom, there's sacrifice not in right order, or there's just dumbing down or playing small or whatever it is. Or I'm going to resist that person's beast, like, well, they're ruthless, they're aggressive, or they might want to tell me something that I don't want to hear.
Yeah.
It goes both ways, right? Or, you know, Wendy and I used to joke around a lot because Wendy is she's a very great example of a Viking woman. And I'm an Eastern woman. I mean, you can't so tell with these chairs, but she's significantly larger in stature than me. And, you know, when I started training her at some level, I was just in awe. Like, I was in awe to connect with the opposite. I was in awe to connect with a woman that is naturally aggressive, strong, a Viking, runs a business in a different way, and just so matter of fact. And yet she had this beautiful side to her that, you know, I felt a lot of love with. And then for me, it was like, oh, well, I want to show you some of the Eastern philosophies that I grew up with, and some of the beauty and the appreciation, the color, why we have so much flavor in things. And it goes beyond just the food and the color and the flavor. You blend these two together and fuel it with the beast, and you have greatness. And I guess we can say the beast is sitting, no, just kidding. Bolin, as far as I'm concerned, is a Khan. Like, she's like a Kublai Khan or a Genghis Khan. I mean, the beast, we've talked about past life stuff and whatever. I'm not even joking when I say that the power over there is amazing. In all of us, it's amazing. But I'm picking up on what you were saying earlier, where it's like, resisting your own beast power and playing small, and how it showed up. And that was even before you became aware of that. You were already greatly successful in moving forward. What's your experience of then tapping into the beast and being even more deliberate with it?
Oh, well, I mean, I think from the beginning, it's like, I'm breaking this down to a very simple thing. I want to feel good between us. So I'm not going to say what I need to say to you.
Yeah.
And what was so remarkable about our exploration this morning is that, I mean, I was a little like, oh, I didn't even see this. Because again, my business head is like, let's get to the agenda. What are we talking about? Let's move on. And Ami, you brought it up like, hey, we're disconnected. I'm like, immediately, I don't like that.
Right.
How can we be disconnected? I talk to you guys all the time. Yes, you were in Idaho. So what? Blah, blah. And then it's like, oh, there is some disconnect. What are we not saying to each other? And I'm just feeling, in the past, I would want to sort of hide, like feel good. I want to feel good at all costs.
Yes.
So once I learned I didn't need to do that, that in fact, the payoff is going through the discomfort and just being okay with it. It's like, oh, I have an experience. There's some discomfort. What's the payoff? Well, now we're way more aligned. And I'm feeling like with our viewers, I want to say this, how many of you go into conversations, go to see people, you're excited to see them, but there's something in the background, something a little bit, you're frustrated, you haven't said something, you felt a certain way, whatever it is, and you just don't say anything. You just move on. Like, I'm good, it's good.
And then big cloud is sitting on.
Yeah, it's like, it's not great. Exactly. The rainstorm is coming in. And then you just wait for something else. Or you wait to be like, see, I knew that they were like that, right? So this conversation practically is, you take this to your life and own your beast and not be scared of it.
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's it.
I'm hearing, as we're saying the word beast, we're also saying own your greatness, right?
Yes.
So, because I think the word beast for some could feel like, well, what does that really mean?
You keep saying beast. This is a great point, Wendy.
But I really feel like it's like owning your greatness. And when you own your own greatness, you can own it in others. So conversely, if all you see is what's wrong over there, it's probably because that's actually how you see yourself. And I can definitely relate to this when I'm in kind of make wrong mode or critical mode and putting it all out there. It's usually because I haven't dealt with something with myself. And we talk about this a lot, what we're seeing is what we're being. And it's a constant practice. It's never done, right? Because you get to a certain level and then guess what? You're back at, baby land and you're creating, yourself all over again. So I feel like, this conversation, it's really about owning your greatness.
It is.
100%.
Yeah, and I was like, well, that's that. Full stop. But I think it is an important correlation because beast has a negative connotation.
Yeah, sure.
Anger, killer, rage, sexual power, most aggressive, ruthless, ferocious. These are all like, ooh. Right? Versus, no, these are great things. These are greatness. Yeah. How can you look at the things in your life and see where you make power, expression, amazing things wrong? If you're ruthless and you tell somebody what needs to be told, what makes you wrong about that? And here's where it's really been a conversation where everybody thinks it except for you. Yeah. What if there's a whole group of people, a whole room, a whole bunch of things going on where people say or feel, you're too aggressive, you're wrong. Well, they did it to Trump. They're still trying to do it to Trump. Yeah. They're doing it everywhere. What makes somebody stand ground is what I guess I'd like to say, that makes them understand this is acceptable. And by the way, just because everybody else thinks it's unacceptable, it doesn't mean it's unacceptable.
Right.
To the degree that you have full authority, power, and confidence in your ruthlessness and whatever else it is to the degree that it won't hit them as so much resistance. They'll be more okay with it. When I say they, I just mean other.
Yeah. Well, what I hear you saying in that is if you're resisting it in you, so if you are powerful and bold and courageous, and then you doubt yourself because you see the reaction, you see people back down, or you see people get offended, and you're like, oh, maybe I was too hard, maybe I was too much. Then you're just going to create more of that versus when you really are owning it, your own greatness. And that can look all different ways. It can look like, compassion and love. Sure. It could look like unapologetic. I'm going to tell you some stuff that you're not going to like, but I'm telling it to you from love, and it's going to create massive impact if you're willing to take it on. I mean, that's what moves the world. That's what creates impact and influence and all the things that most of us really want in life.
Yeah. It's a new definition of love. And I wouldn't even say new, I would say real. The stuff that we've been indoctrinated to learn about love and kindness and friendship, it's like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. You cover up my shit, I cover up yours. I'm not going to offend you. I'm always going to be nice to you. I only want to say things that are nice to you. I want to be joyful and friendly, and we're buddies. And then eventually, like,
we're bored.
To me, I felt like my friendships ended up very empty when I was younger because I'm like, how long do we have to play this facade? And I'm like, they might not care. They can play the facade and not really get real. And I'm like, no, this connection means the world to me.
Yeah.
My connection with others it's intimacy. It's to the degree I'm connected to others is to the degree I'm connected to my life, myself, my finances, my vision, the world, all of it. And so just simply take a look. If everybody feels that way versus nobody feels that way, what's the difference?
Well, it's interesting because I think everybody wants that feeling to have that connection.
Yes.
But yet what's in the way is that thing I was just talking about, which is that group agreement.
Yes.
I want to feel like I'm okay, that people agree with me. You have to be willing to say, yep, you're not going to agree with me.
Yep.
I mean, I thought about that even with the show. You know, there's a lot of people who look at me a very particular way
Yes.
and think that I have a particular point of view. And now maybe they're looking at this and saying, oh, Jane's like, she's jumped off a cliff. She's now over
Right.
here. It's like, no, I'm just being myself. And
Sure.
if you decide that that's what's, going to stop you from being in my world, okay, well, then we're really not going to connect because our definition of friendship is I agree with you. Oh,
Yeah.
he doesn't like you, I don't like him either. She doesn't like you, I don't like her either. Versus, hey, let me call you on your shit.
Yeah.
Which is what I like.
Right.
Well, it's not always easy, but it always leads to more fun, more growth, which that's what I'm up to.
For sure.
If I'm not growing, I'm dying, and I'm not going to be around other people that if they're not growing,
Right.
So I think it's like holding myself to the highest standard, and then again, it's not always easy when, someone, I mean, you guys are great at it with me, sharing where, I'm not being my greatness and I'm not showing up.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do feel like sometimes you'll say things to me in such a casual way, like, Psh, that's not you. What are you doing with that? And I'm like, okay. Wendy's got a point, but it's very easy flow and you're just like, hey, come on, change that story. What are you doing with that?
Yeah.
I have no choice but to do that because it might be light and whatever, but that felt like a hammer in a good way.
Yeah.
Again, the
Likewise.
beast.
Yeah.
And I do feel like we're bringing the conversation full circle because the reason we're talking about so many people and them not necessarily seeing certain sides of us and the beasts in one conversation is that, okay, it might be easier to own certain little characteristics that a friend has that you don't, or a loved one or whoever. But then when you get into the real ones that bring up some good stuff, and a great example is women having resistance on masculine energy, especially in men. I mean, and then I shouldn't even say especially because in women it can be worse. All three of us have talked about our own experiences of how other women feel.
Sure.
If we're like, hey, what the fuck were you doing? Or hey, let's get this done. Or hey, I'm going to hold you accountable. Or dumbass or whatever. Yeah. How much can we be like, oh shit, yeah, I was a dumbass. How much can we just brush it off and play forward and move the game versus like, I'm going to sit here and seethe for years on this one, like forever. And I'm going to enroll everybody in my story, right?
Right.
No, it's easy to do. And I know where, I run a company and I have employees and sometimes my greatness, my beast comes out and, I don't always feel good about it. I sometimes, want to placate and sugarcoat things because I don't want to offend. And I see a direct correlation in my business results when I'm in that identity versus when I am just ruthless and deliberate and decisive, results show up. So
for sure.
I think it's a good indicator for me. Like if I'm not getting the results, if I'm not putting the points on the board I want, then it's usually because I've squashed my beast and I'm not really
on the throne.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, perfect. So don't be laying in bed like that commercial and longingly hoping to feel better. Own
Get
your
on
beast.
the throne.
Get on the throne.
Like, what, can you imagine walking up to your king and being like, sir, can you crawl out of bed?
Yeah, I'm
the kingdom's at
depressed
war.
today.
Yeah. I mean,
well, I think that's a good point. It's passion is not something out here. Like like we all have experienced. Some days we wake up feeling really good, and some days we wake up not feeling good, and we think it's a cause and effect. There's something going on, like, oh, I got a really good night's sleep, or I did this thing yesterday. It's like, no, it is a decision.
Yes.
You can wake up feeling like the depths of hell and make a decision that this is going to be the best day of my life,
right.
and it absolutely will be.
Right.
So it's really not like an outer thing. It's all
Absolutely. If you have to, you will too.
Yes, if you have to, you will.
So
I
look
love
at where
that.
you've had to,
Yeah.
and you do, versus I got to wait for a fire under my ass or a bomb to go off.
Right. I have to create a crisis so
Right.
that I show up. Yeah.
Creating a crisis.
Excellent.
For sure.
Any
All right.
other takeaways?
No, I feel good.
All right.
Beast episode.
Woo, the beast. Well, thank you for joining us as always. If you have any comments, if you have any reactions, good or bad, we love hearing from you. And we are real aware women, and we are just getting started. Thank you.
Thanks.